Hey everybody, this is your host John Hollywood from All You Need to Know Radio, and tonight we're going to be telling you what we're going to talk about on Thursday's show. As you are aware that Donald Trump is being impeached. He's actually making history again, which you know how Donald Trump likes to be grandiose. He likes to be the best. It's the worst. It's everything bigger than it's ever happened when he's involved. Oh yeah, he's making history again. Probably not the kind of history he wants to make. He is going to be the third sitting president to be impeached by the House of Representatives. And he forced this. Guys, I said, hi everybody, I see you. I'll say hi to you in a minute. I personally think where he made a mistake is that when he made the statement, the Second Amendment gives him the right to do anything he wants, Nancy Pelosi said, enough. I love you too. Hi, Paulo, you're from Brazil? I love Brazil. I want to go to Brazil. Maybe I'll have a place to stay. But real quick, guys, I want you to hear this interview today. Donald Trump, he ran for president, and Ted Cruz actually ran against him. And Donald Trump attacked Ted Cruz, his family, including his wife, his kids, just like every way Donald Trump attacks people, the cowardly way, the bully way that he does. And so Chuck Todd from Meet the Press this Sunday, just a few hours ago, listen to this interview.
Do you believe Ukraine meddled in the American election in 2016?
I do, and I think there's considerable evidence.
You do? You do?
Yes, and Chuck, let me say.
This is, Senator, this
that's
sort
a
of
blatant lie. The Ukraine had nothing to do with it.
You went through a primary campaign with this president.
17 intelligence places said
against you. He went after your faith. He threatened to, quote, spill the beans about your wife about something. He pushed a National Enquirer story, which we now know he had a real relationship with the editors of the National Enquirer.
Up all that garbage.
Senator,
that's very kind.
Let me ask you this. Is it not possible that this president is capable of creating a false narrative about somebody in order to help him politically?
Yes, it's possible.
Except that's not what happened. The president released the transcript of the phone call.
It wasn't a transcript. It was a recording of what somebody remembered about the call. The transcript's never been released. That's a lie.
Chuck, let me point out a game that the media is playing. A question that you've asked.
Not the media, it's him lying. It's all the GOP people lying.
Sort of aghast. Do you believe that Ukraine and not Russia interfered in the election? Now that
was being a little drama queen, Ted Cruz. You're being a drama queen.
Question. Of course Russia interfered in our election. Nobody looking at the evidence disputes that.
The president of the United States does.
Look, on the evidence, Russia clearly interfered in our...
Scared to say something about the Oompa Loompa Man?
Here's the game the media is playing. Because Russia interfered, the media pretends nobody else did. Ukraine blatantly interfered in our election.
No, they didn't. That's a lie. It's already been debunked.
Wrote an op-ed blasting Donald Trump.
It's a lie.
Do you know why he did that?
That is unusual.
What did Donald Trump as a candidate say about Ukraine and Crimea during the election that might have inspired the ambassador?
So you're saying they had disagreements with Donald Trump and they wanted Hillary Clinton to get elected.
Okay, so they wrote an op-ed. That is the difference. What you're saying is you're saying a pickpocket, which essentially is a Hill op-ed, compared to Bernie Madoff and Vladimir Putin.
How ridiculous is this, okay? I mean, what he's basically trying to explain to Ted Cruz, if he would get his head out of his ass, Donald Trump's ass, that Donald Trump insulted him, called his wife fat and ugly, and she had bad plastic surgery, said all horrible kinds of things in the press about his family, and now he's one of Donald Trump's big supporters, and Chuck Todd's trying to get him to explain to him, as a man, how can you do that to your family? And then Ted Cruz isn't answering his question. He's trying to spin it and say something about Ukraine. Listen, the Ukraine thing is a made up farce by Donald Trump. Okay? Donald Trump lost 3,000 votes. In fact, in the 2016 election, Hillary Clinton should have been the president. She beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes, which Donald Trump then claimed those were illegal aliens. I mean, he just never has a true statement that comes out of his mouth. When he opens his mouth, he lies. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like it. And then his poor supporters that would just follow him over a cliff. Bless your hearts. I mean, if you guys just do not open your eyes and see what a fraud and a con man this guy is, I'm not even sure what to tell you. I really am not. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this Thursday's show is going to be about from July 25th is the day that there was a phone conversation that took place where Donald Trump abused his powers in office. And that is what he is looking at being impeached in. Also, tomorrow, the U.S. House of Representatives are going to meet and decide what impeachment charges they're going to do. They are possibly going to go back to the Mueller report. Remember the Mueller report? There was a nothing burger. There was nothing there. But that's all a bunch of lies made up by the Republicans again. It's all that Donald Trump says over and over and over and over. And somewhere in his mind, he thinks if he says it enough time, it becomes true. Guys, I can't put anybody on live video with me right now. It's all full up. I apologize. But thank you, Kara. The thing is that Donald Trump lives in his own little bubble. And it's a big bubble because he's a big fat man. He not only lies about everything in the world, he lies about his age, he lies about his height, he lies about his weight, his diet. I mean, if he lies about things he doesn't need to lie about. But the bottom line is this, is that Donald Trump whined and cried to thousands of people that at his rallies that we're not even being able to represent ourselves. We're not being able to have representation. They're just doing all of this in secrecy. I'm not being treated fair. Wah! God damn it, Mr. President. Being the president of the United States takes balls, which you don't have. And what you need to understand is that when you take that oath of office, it is not a walk in the park. And you've owned several companies. You're trying to run the country like a company. That's not how it works. There are 3 branches of government, and you're only one of them, and you answer to the other 2. And you may not think you do, but every time you ignore a subpoena from the Congress or tell someone else to ignore a subpoena from the Congress, that's called obstruction of justice. And whenever you you're trying to out a whistleblower and you threaten his life, that's called intimidating a witness. And that is a criminal charge. And right now, you're on the hair of your chinny chin chin of not having handcuffs on your ass because you're going to do something pretty quickly, I have a feeling, that somebody's going to challenge that DOJ letter saying a sitting president cannot be indicted. And your own Supreme Court is going to find that unconstitutional, and they will be waiting for you with handcuffs as that decision comes down. So what you should do, Mr. President, is shut the fuck up and let the people around you actually try to help you because you constantly just get everybody into messes. And what you think is if you deflect us, we don't remember things. And that is actually very true in the very beginning of all this mess that you have started. But you're the reason that you're in all of this stuff. Because you can't accept the results of the 2016 election. And let me remind you, if you have forgotten, you're the president. You won. Why do you care about trying to drag Ukraine? Russia is the one who interfered in our election. And they interfered by wanting you in office. Those are the undisputed facts. They put bots on Facebook, Twitter, on all social media. They told people to go vote. The voting dates had been changed. They told people to go vote at different places that didn't exist. And by the time they got to the place that it did, they were closed. They put horrible things about Hillary Clinton out there on the internet that weren't true. That's how Russia helps you become president, because Vladimir Putin was scared shitless of Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton would not have any problem going after Putin. And he knows that. He knows that. Just think about this. Donald Trump whines and cries to people saying that he's not being represented, but yet when they give him the chance to send a lawyer or anybody like that he refuses to do that. Because what's going on there are some corrupt senators that are going on. In fact, All You Need to Know Radio is opening an investigation into 5 different senators. Because I've thought about this a lot. And there's only 1 or 2 reasons that these senators continue to back Donald Trump in the GOP. And that is they're complete and utter cowards, or they're in on it. Those are the only 2 reasons. They've got to be in on it. Because every single time Donald Trump does something even worse, they double down and back him even more, even when the evidence is right there. And then they want to turn back time and saying, we're trying to remove this president from office because we don't like him. No, Mr. President, do I like you? I don't know you. I hate the way that you represent this country. I will tell you that. You're a national disgrace. I'll tell you that. But we cannot go back to 2016. So that is just a dead in the water analysis of what's going on. If you're just joining us, I'm John Hollywood with All You Need to Know Radio. And we are heard every Thursday night exclusively on Blog Talk Radio. Make sure that you follow us on social media at All You Need to Know Radio on all platforms. And on demand on iTunes, Spotify, Anchor FM, anywhere you can listen to past shows on demand. And we're very grateful and humbled by all of that. Guys, we've got about 2,000 people that are listening to us right now and what we're watching me. So I'm waving to you and I'm sending you a bunch of love. There's no way I'm going to get to all of you right now, and I apologize. So I'm going to wave at as many people as I can, but make sure that you join us this Thursday night because it's going to be a very important show. We are going to have our scholars with our best in justice, Amos and Hunter Nunn, are going to be on our show, and they're going to talk about the legalities of what's going to happen with the impeachment. And what literally could happen with Donald Trump. And we're actually having a little bit of fun with Donald Trump because our people are finding the pictures where Donald Trump looks the maddest, and we're posting those. So we did get one death threat today, and I want to this is a notice out to everybody. So listen to me very closely. I have no problem with a debate. I'll debate you all day long. If you threaten my life or you want to cut my head off and you want to put that kind of bullshit cowardly on a keyboard, your IP address will get turned over to the FBI and I will prosecute your ass. I have no problem with that at all. So have some self-respect. Know there are consequences to your actions that will be life-changing for you, and grow up. And stop listening to the show. If you don't like what I'm saying, then go listen to something else. But to send a death threat is especially on a keypad, is the most cowardly thing I think I've ever heard of. Grow up. Seriously. All right. So, guys, I'm going to let you go ahead and go real quick. Hi, Paulo. Paulo, okay, you were just on my other post. I did a post just a few minutes ago thinking it was on this our main page, and I did it on John Hollywood Radio is another Instagram page, and then the Copperhead Radio is the co-host is if you want to go over there and follow him. But yeah. So tomorrow the U.S. House is going to decide what type of charges they're going to bring against Donald Trump. He will make history and be the only third president impeached. Will he be removed from office is what I want to know. And everybody, I want you to call your senators. Everyone, call your senators and tell them to